All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. We're talking about the Cincinnati Bengals tonight. So you guys got a preseason football game just a couple of days away from the time of this recording. Joe Burrow is going to be playing a little bit. Zach Taylor was a little mysterious about the specifics. But folks, Cincinnati's one of the best rosters in the league. They have one of the best quarterbacks in the league. And I'll tell you this is coming from a Green Bay Packers fan, so I don't have to deal with you guys. I don't have to worry about you guys at like a consistent, regular basis. I think a lot of people's concern with the Cincinnati Bengals is they're looking at the Trey Hendrickson and the T. Higgins drama, and they're using that almost in like this assumption that, okay, this is T. Higgins last year, if he even plays the whole year with Cincinnati. Same thing with Trey. But it's mainly T. Higgins. Everyone's really, focused on offense with Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins. That's one of the best wide receiver rooms in the NFL, if not the best wide receiver room, if everybody's healthy. But I think because Joe Burrow didn't play much last season, once again, the Cincinnati Bengals went 9-8 with Jake Browning as their quarterback for half of the season. And, obviously, as we saw, especially last season, Jake Browning is one of the best backup quarterbacks in the NFL. I think he's a borderline starter. You feel comfortable if Joe Burrow has to miss a week or two if Jake Browning's coming in a must-win game, or you feel as comfortable as you could be for a backup QB. My point just is, I think because Joe Burrow didn't play in the second half specifically last season, people don't really remember or appreciate or even recognize his talent and his ability. He's that good. I mean, I don't have to tell you Bengals fans watching this video. So before we get any further into tonight's video, if you guys enjoy it, be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NFL content. Try and post at least one Bengals video every single week. So if you try and get this video to 100 likes, that would be pretty cool. I'm watching preseason right now. It's Thursday night. I'm watching Lions versus New York. I'm watching Carolina versus New England as much as I can of it. And it just gets me thinking, it's really rough. It's really rough for everybody out there. Joe Burrow can suffer and struggle in preseason all he wants. It really doesn't matter to me. All I care about for Cincinnati this upcoming season is literally if Joe Burrow can play all 17 games, or at least, over 15. If he doesn't, we'll have the conversations. But people are so focused on a potential departure of T. Higgins. People are so focused on a potential injury for Joe Burrow, because I will admit to you guys, if Joe Burrow goes down with an injury at any point this season and it ends the season, we should have a talk. And I don't mean, obviously move on from Joe. I mean, let's draft a quarterback in the first or second round this upcoming year. Let's start thinking about, potential future backups in case this is, going to continue to come up. But this is all hearsay. This is all future talk. T. Higgins could walk in the offseason. Joe Burrow could get injured. But why are we playing what if? There's no point in doing that. As far as I can see, Joe Burrow is healthy. And Joe Burrow is only 27 years old. So you guys plan to play some starters, including Joe Burrow, during Saturday's preseason opener against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So we're going to be getting our first look at Joe Burrow since week 11 against Baltimore, all right? Now, ideally, you only need 1, 2, maybe max 3 possessions from Joe Burrow, and you see, okay, this is Joe Burrow. We're gonna wrap him in bubble wrap. We're gonna put Band-Aids all over him and just keep him healthy for week 1 of the regular season. Cincinnati has this thing where they love to lose the first 2 games of the regular season the last 3 years. Unfortunately for Cincinnati, you're in one of the best division. You're probably in the best division in the NFL. You've got Baltimore that everyone freaking oozes and awes after. I've got family from Baltimore. I don't mind the Ravens at all. I don't root for them. I certainly don't root against them. I just don't really get the allure. They've got a good defense. They've got a good offense. But Cincinnati's better. I mean, I don't know. I feel like that's obvious to me, but just because Joe Burrow got injured last season and Cincinnati was kind of going through this retooling-ish period, folks, Joe Burrow's got the best offensive line he's had in his entire NFL career this upcoming season. But one thing that really caught my eye was on Wednesday, so this was yesterday, you guys were fighting all over the place. And I heard so many quotes specifically from, Ted, your center, and the coaches and whoever was, in the media. Practice fights don't matter at all. My point more so is this Cincinnati's Bengals team, they're oozing and foaming at the mouth to play football, meaningful football. All right. I don't know why the Cincinnati Bengals will not make the playoffs this upcoming season if Joe Burrow is healthy. First off, we weren't going to talk too much about the defense in today's video, but I just want to say Geno Stone and Von Bell fix your passing defense issues. All right. And then moving forward offensively, I don't have a single concern. I literally don't have a single concern outside of keeping everybody who's important, or just, for the most part, I don't mean to, be a dick here. Keep everybody healthy as much as you can, right? Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Joe Burrow, Ted Karras, Orlando Brown. This is, I think, seriously, his best offensive line he's had. Mims started right tackle. But there are two players in specific that really catch my eye that I think could really elevate the Cincinnati Bengals this upcoming season. In our last Bengals video a week or so ago, we talked about Andre Yoshibas. He's had a phenomenal training camp. But here's a big indicator for me of Bengals success this upcoming season. His name's Mike Gesicki, all right? So last year, you guys ripped Irv Smith Jr., who was a second-round pick out of Alabama, and he was just a huge, massive bust as far as production goes over in Minnesota. So I sat behind this microphone 1 year ago, and I told you Irv Smith Jr. probably needed a change of scenery, and he probably will be able to be at least adequate for you this upcoming season. Obviously not the case. So 2 years ago and more, you had Hayden Hurst. And in my opinion, Hayden's over in Carolina. Hayden was one of the most underrated tight ends at that time in the entire National Football League. But Mike Gesicki was picked up by you guys on, a $2.5 million contract for 1 year. And, I know it gets deeper, Drew Sample, et cetera, et cetera. But 28-year-old Mike Gesicki got picked up on a $2.5 million 1 year contract. And apparently, according to Sports Illustrated's James Rapien, probably not how you say it, Mike Gesicki already has great chemistry with Joe Burrow. They connected on multiple plays Wednesday during team drills. They're still working through some things, which is what training camp is for, but it's easy to see how Gesicki could be a major factor on offense. 51 plus catches from 2019 to 2021. 703 plus receiving yards back-to-back 2020, 2021. This is Hayden Hurst, but probably a little bit better and a little bit more proven. This could be a game changer because now I got Yoshibas, I got T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, the best wide receiver duo, or at least one of them in the NFL. Zach Moss, Chase Brown, the best offensive line Joe Burrow's had, well coached, good defense, great defensive coach. Why are the Bengals not winning 10 plus games? And why are they not in Super Bowl talks? That's my question for you guys. Hit that like button, hit that sub button. A little bit of a riff and ramble in tonight, more of a rant in tonight's video. But let me know how many games you think the Cincinnati Bengals are winning this upcoming season down below. Peace.